Okay, so I'm just here right now and I'm thinking about why people don't like George Russell. And I think it's the simple fact that he's just so white. It's because he's so white. George Russell is so white that even white people don't like him. He's so posh. That's what white people would call it. It's posh. It's a posh boy. That's why they don't like him. But really, just think about it. If you look at George Russell, I bet he's never had a dumpling. I bet he's never had a fried dumpling. I'll put big money on George Russell never having a fried dumpling. I guarantee he's never had Saturday soup. Let me say it right. Saturday soup. I've not had that for so long, man. But anyway, I'm saying that because, like George Russell, the way he moves, the way his hair, his face, everything about him, there's nothing. I bet he's never even been to Jamaica. I bet you George Russell has never been to Jamaica. Or anywhere in the Caribbean. There's nothing in him that's rubbed off. Do you know what I mean? I'm not explaining this very well. But you know, if a white person has been around black people, you can tell. George Russell is not that person. He's not been around black people. The closest he ever got to black people was Lewis Hamilton. I could be completely wrong, but that's the vibe you get from him. That's why people don't like him. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe. Is just so white. If there was a sign, if there was a model for the phrase white boy, George Russell would fit it perfectly. And I don't mean that to sound racist. But, I don't know. You're allowed to be racist if you're not white. I think that might be some kind of rule. I don't know. Some kind of unwritten rule. If you're not white, you can be racist and get away with it. I think that's a... So you can't be... I can't be racist, right? I'd have to be a mixed racist. See, now that's different. I'm a mixed racist. But anyway, what's I talking about? George Russell. Yeah, George Russell. I bet he's never had a patty. I bet he's never even heard of ackee and saltfish. I would put big money on that as well. If you said ackee and saltfish to George Russell, yeah, he would think you're speaking a different language. You watch George Russell, man. You just watch him. There's no, even the way he walks proper. There's no swag about George Russell. There's no swag. And you can tell, imagine how white it would be, man. It would be translucent. I think if he never was teammates with Lewis Hamilton, yeah, George Russell could possibly be translucent. I hope I'm saying that. Alexa, what is translucent?
Translucent is a single by Denver Page, which was released on the 5th of January.
Alexa, define translucent.
The adjective translucent is usually defined as permitting light to pass through but diffusing it so that persons, objects, etc. on the opposite side are not clearly visible. For more, ask
It'd be translucent.
Definitions for translucent.
If George Russell was never teammates with Lewis Hamilton, it would be transparent, man. It literally would have no colour at all. But luckily, do you know what I mean? He had that time with Lewis Hamilton. And Lewis Hamilton comes across as, do you know what I mean? He doesn't come across as a black guy, does he really? But like me, I don't know. I don't feel like I come across as like a black guy. Weird, isn't it? I don't even want to. I don't really like any of you, to be completely honest. That's actually, I think that might be true, you know. I don't like black people and I don't like white people. I won't rather be either of them. Sorry, black people and white people, but really and truly, I don't think I've ever had this conversation with anyone before. And I'm having it on my own right now. But I honestly wouldn't want to be black and I wouldn't want to be white. And it would be a hard decision to choose, but I would choose black. I feel like I'd have to. I'd have to make a quick decision and not really truly think about it. Because if I thought about it, then it could be a lot of perks to being white. I just don't feel like I'd feel right within myself, though. Having a white body, imagine that, man. Oh, it's like kind of cringe. Oh, no way, man. Is that racist? That is mad. That would be the decision maker. Looking at my body and it being white, that does not feel right, man. No, I don't know if I could live like that. I'd have to choose black side because I don't know. That is weird, isn't it? Never thought about that before my whole life. But anyway, man, we're supposed to be talking about... See, it all makes a full circle, man. That's why people don't like George Russell, because he's so white. And he really is, man. The characteristics, everything about him, man. It's too white. Like, even the way he speaks like an instrument. You know what I mean? And I don't want to diss the guy. I'm just making a point and proving my point. If you think about it, it's so snobby. The way he speaks, I don't even know how he sounds now, but you know, when he does the interviews and stuff, I mean, it's not that bad, but it sounds like he's not speaking from the chest or something. I don't know where he's speaking from. Back up where the posh people do. They're all snobby. And his long neck, because he's doing that posh head wobble thing. You know? Extra posh people that try to... the poser posh people who've got long necks because they're always trying to be a bit taller and... I mean, Lord, it's above everybody. George Russell, man. That's why people don't like him. Just rubs up people the wrong way. People just feel like a little bit... They see beyond it, do you know what I mean? People could say he's arrogant and stuff. Like in Formula 1, people could say they don't like how he came into the sport and he just wanted everything for himself. But then they'll like Max Verstappen. And like him for them reasons. The reason they don't like George Russell is because he's so posh, man. Because he's so white. They just don't like the whiteness of him. They feel like it's just been, like white privilege is just dripping off him, man. You know it. You can see it now. You could probably see, I can see it now. I can't speak for you, but I can see it now. You can just see the white privilege dripping off George Russell, man. And that's why people don't like him. I mean, I don't mind him. Obviously, he's got fans. People do like him. But I think he doesn't really have to do anything. And people just dislike him because of the whiteness of him. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you can see beyond it, if you can see it happening, like me, do you know what I mean? I'm the real, I'm what George Russell thinks he is. I can see beyond and see the whole picture. I can see George Russell from above. I see it all happening. You know what I'm saying? And I think I know why he is the way he is. I mean, I've just explained one part of it. I bet you some of that's true. I just made the whole thing up, man. I don't know if he's ever been to the Caribbean or not. But I will confidently say that I bet the closest he's ever got to the Caribbean is a Caribbean fruit twist. He's not going to know about Ardo bread. He's not going to know about bun and cheese. I might have to go and get some bun and cheese tomorrow. I don't really eat a lot of cheese. I have to get organic cheese. But bun and cheese, man. I couldn't believe when I seen bun and cheese on the X Factor. Do you remember that? Any black people out there, right? If you've not seen bun and cheese on the X Factor, it's got to be on the internet. You've got to put it into YouTube or whatever you use. and I hope it's there for you to watch. There's two girls, and they've called themselves as a group Bun and Cheese because they love bun and cheese. And I guarantee some people will hear this and don't even know what bun and cheese is, but you'll be white. You'll be white. You'll be white. Guarantee it. Surely, if you're black and you don't know what bun and cheese is, that's crazy to me. I don't know though. Maybe it's just a Jamaican thing. I think it is. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. But I couldn't believe my eyes and my ears when I'm watching the X Factor. Yes, I must have been watching the X Factor because I seen Bun and Cheese come out, man. Thinking, what? How are you going to call yourselves Bun and Cheese? That's like a group coming out and calling themselves Cheese Sandwich. That's what it's like. And they're serious as well. It's not a comedy act. They're serious. And they call themselves Cheese Sandwich because they like cheese sandwiches. Anyway. Let's bring this to a close now. George Russell. That was the, we got sidetracked with foods and stuff, but it's all right. That's all right. We can do that, can't we? Surely we can do that. If you're this far in, then surely you'll listen to anything. If you're this far in, you'll listen to anything. All right. Okay. That's it. I hope I've enlightened you as to why people get that feeling about George Russell and just get that dislike about him. Do you know what I mean? It's because he's so white. And we don't mean that in a bad way. I don't need to explain myself any further, do I? I shouldn't have to explain myself anyway. Anyway, all right. That's enough. I'm out of here.